Welcome, everybody, to Who's Your Band? I am Jeffrey Paul. I am joined by my co-host, Sean Morton. How are you, Sean?
I'm annoyed. I paid my taxes.
Man,
I don't like
you're not
that
getting
shit.
money back?
I never get money back. 1 year I've gotten money back. That's it.
Yeah, was it tomorrow? I think is tax day, right?
Yeah. Sons of bitches.
Sons of bitches.
Bro. It's all going to be turned around now. It's all going to be turned around.
That I thought was the worst line in Independence Day. Did you ever see that movie?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, when Robert Loggia goes, "Let's get them some bitches. Let's get them some bitches."
Yeah, it's like a really bad Jackie Gleason from Smokey and a Bandit.
Dude, I just watched that movie last night. I love that movie.
That's a classic. Absolute classic.
Great. And you know what? Let's do this.
Speaking of absolute classics.
Why are we waiting to bring in our guest? I mean, because this guy is a comedian. I'll be working with him this weekend coming up. He is the host of In Hot Water. Who else are we talking about but Geno Bisconte? Welcome back to the show, Geno.
Thank you for having me. Good to see you, Jeffrey. Good to see you, Shawnee.
We're happy to have you, man. So first question right off the bat, how's married life?
It's the same. I mean, nothing changes anymore, right? Like, I think in this day and age, I can't imagine anyone that gets married in this day and age like, oh, it's completely different. It's the same, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think marriage changes a person. I think having a kid changes you, but marriage doesn't.
All this poor girl would get is half of a cirrhosis liver.
Yeah, come on. I found more time to drink now that we live together. I don't have to waste all that time commuting and drunk driving to her place. What?
Now you guys do a lot of shows together. You live together. Does it get boring?
No, because actually we do the In Hot Water show together now 3 days a week, and you could say I'm simping for the wife, but thank God I like it so much better because when the studio shut down. And I switched to this. I'm like, well, I'll just stream and it's me with a camera, but I'm old school. I've never been that guy. I like spinning plates. I like, I'm like fucking Stockton. I want to toss the jokes to people and just be the straight man as much as I can be. So when we got the 2 cameras from the old studio, Keanu's like, I'll just be the booth thing. And it's been great. So that's a lot of fun, and then on Friday, I just do a stream like this with my brother. And then Thursdays I hang with the boys.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about what's the new revived In Hot Water. So last time we saw you, you still were at the studio. There still was such a thing called compound media. Just walk us through a little bit about what happened with all that.
I mean, it's been told to death. Anthony, had the studio for 8 years, but YouTube is the enemy. YouTube is the enemy of free speech, of normalcy, of everything. And I don't know if you guys are on YouTube. I got banned, but YouTube makes it easier to do that.
You got banned not for what you said, for what you showed. Didn't you show like a
I got banned for what I said twice about the vaccine, and then I showed like some fucking guy's ass superimposed over a cat or something, which is whatever. Like, trust me, it's like that relationship, that bad relationship you're in where like finally you do something, the girl's like, I'm leaving you. It's like, yeah, I didn't like you anyway. And I got kicked out by YouTube. But this ties into the studio. Like the studio, it just wasn't cost effective. When Anthony first started, it was great. He had amazing shows. He had Michael Malice. He had Shane Gillis was on, with his buddy. The Legionist gangs were there, but then as more and more people are like, I could just stream on YouTube, and don't get me wrong, Michael Malice's show, You're Welcome, is great, and the Legionist gangs are doing great, like, streaming over at fucking The Stand, but YouTube makes it easier and cheaper. Gas Digital, yeah, but they film at The Stand.
Right.
But YouTube makes it cheaper. And this ties back to the question from 20 minutes ago, what happened with Anthony. It's like, it was great at the beginning, but then he would always say the cost of bandwidth and streaming. And after a while, it just wasn't cost effective, And then he moved to South Carolina, set up his studio. And then, Garrett and Steve, they're streaming together out of Steve's place. Chrissy always had her studio. So it all kind of worked out. Like, I'm just I'm a dinosaur, dude. I'm used to Like there's so many things I hate about YouTube because I'm used to, old school. Like I came up on radio. I was on not Howard's show, but Howard's channel, Sirius XM with Scott Farrell. And then I'm, on the Artie Quitter podcast and the Direct TV show. And then I land the desk, opening for Anthony at Compound Media. These are the old school way of doing things. And now it's like, let me just get on YouTube, sit in a box and not call retarded people faggots because I don't want to get fucking, I don't want people to say that's a bad word. And that's what YouTube does. That's why you have to say he was Ard or he was Cade. You understand how fucking gay that is? And not the gay stuff we like, Sean. I'm talking about just awful. They're controlling words. When you get done on YouTube, they give you a little star for not saying something they don't like, or they give you a strike. That's what's going on. And then one more thing, because the man is listening, Obama. Oh, we got a super chat. You're not getting a super chat. I'm giving you $5, Jeff. Jeff's giving $5 to Sean. Sean's giving $5 to me. And every time it goes around, YouTube takes 30%. They're taking money to keep you in boxes at home. That's what happened to Compound Media. Remember that question?
I do. I remember that a half hour ago. But
yeah.
You know what?
They're telling me you're out of time, Geno. Go, Jeff.
I want to show you something that your former boss once said about words, and it made me think of you. It made me think of your act and made me think of what you just said. Adam, can you roll that clip with Anthony?
If someone's so stupid or so horrible, so racist, why would you want them to shut up? Why would you want to quiet them? Let them speak. Let them show everyone how terrible they are. When you start trying to shut them down, now you look like you have a problem with what they're saying, and you have a problem with maybe other people going, that guy makes a valid point.
Okay, so I think when it comes to free speech, and I know, Geno, you are like one of the biggest advocates of free speech. Free speech is not banning what you agree with. It's allowing, what you disagree with. That should be able to be said on YouTube or on airwaves. Not yelling into an echo chamber.
No, without a doubt. And that's another thing about, and I say YouTube, but the real criminal is just what they've done since the lockdowns, and they've made this normal. I was talking about this on In Hot Water today. Every day we do a show called BLM, which stands for Baya Larry Mondays, and our buddy Larry Baya, great comedian, he hangs out in studio with me.
How's he doing, by the way?
He's doing a lot better. Like he has good days, bad days. Like I don't want to speak for him, but there's days he shows up, right, Kiki? And he looks, there's days he gets done and I just throw him down in the eave chair. I'm like, just rest, buddy. Look, there's the camera. And, we give him some soup and grapes, but there's other days like today. It's like, all right, I got to go. But, I just base it on what I see. And like, there's so much stuff now and that's a whole nother conversation about cancer and the stuff. I gave him some SEACT that I looked up. We'll get to Larry, but getting back to we were talking about it today on the show with Larry, how, how during the lockdown, I didn't drink at all for 8 months. I didn't drink because it was no fun to drink. There was no one to drink with at bars. They shut them down. There was no one coming to the studio. So I stopped. And they encouraged people to drink in Zoom meetings, to sit alone in your apartment like this and drink with people. And Larry told a great story that was as funny as it was true, as it was perfectly put, because he's black. And he said it, I'm sorry. He goes, do you know during slavery, around the holidays, what they would do is give the slaves alcohol. So they'd get drunk and wouldn't try and escape. And people could, excuse me, Sean, escape. They wouldn't try and escape. So the plantation owners could enjoy the holidays. Just give them booze. And that's kind of what they did during the lockdown. They pumped us full of booze. They just made it easy to stay at home.
Were open. Why they were considered essential.
So this, and believe it or not, this ties into what we were saying about Anthony's speech. It's like they normalize that. And I think 99% of the conversations that offend people now offend them like this. But if you're sitting at a bar talking to someone about COVID, if you're sitting at a bar, well, let me say it right. If you're sitting at the bar talking about how they lied about COVID, how it was a giant psyop to see who would behave. If you're sitting at a bar talking about how they stole the election from Trump, but it's better because in 2020, because in January of 2025, instead of him going on his way out, he was coming back with a vengeance. If you're sitting at a bar talking about this, people laugh. They sit back, they have a drink, they exchange ideas. But now, tying into what Anthony said, people are so offended in texts and in chat and in these boxes, and that furthers the I'll say the assassination of free speech, the death of intelligent give and take conversation. Like I get this reputation for screaming the word nigger on stage, and I don't. I did a joke once with the word in it, but stupid people will be like, "Oh no, he screams that word on stage," and it's bullshit, But people are dumb and lazy, and they give these words power, and they're like, "No, the word's always bad." No. If you use it to prove a point, it is not.
You've been talking about this for a while. I think since really I met you, and that was maybe about 15 years ago. You've always been advocating on not allowing words to dictate and to control what we say and what we think.
Well, the thing that gets me is you'll go on stage, and don't get me wrong, very few, but there's some comics will say, and it works, we'll drop M-bombs, and I don't care. As I say, living in Brooklyn, I don't care if you say it with the soft R or the hard R. I live in East Harlem. If I say it either way, I get hit harder than I ever have in my life. But yeah, it's a dumb joke. But I haven't done it in the act since Cunha has a line where he goes hard R. That's the easiest R I ever said. Now that's comedy. But it drives me insane that it's the old line. Well, I can say it and you can't. And this got me in trouble once. I hate the people that don't understand. Just ban you. Like one time, I said the word faggot on Ron and Fez pulled the same card that other people were like, I can say that, you can't. Why? And the example I always use is like, let's pretend this pen is a water fountain, and it's 1940. And Sean, you're black and you go to drink out of it. And Jeff goes, you can't drink out of that. And you go, why? And he says, matter of factly, you can't drink out of that because you're black. I can because I'm white. Okay, well, now it's 2025 and it's the N-word in a rap song and fucking Jeff says it and you go, Sean, you can't say that. And Jeff goes, why? He goes, well, you can't say it because you're white. I can say it because I'm black. So either both of those things are racist or neither one is, and you just have to let it go and realize we don't live in a time machine. We don't time warp. We're here now. It's all done. And we're all the result of everything that put us here. But no one, they push the narrative that, oh my God, I say in my act, it's like no one hates blacks, no one hates gays, especially at a comedy club. No one that fucking has a hatred of any race or religion is going to go to a comedy club. Think about that. They're not going to laugh. They'd walk in and be like, why is there a black guy in front? Okay, you know what I mean? Why is a woman allowed on? That would never happen. And this is what they do. They scare stupid people, like Anthony was talking about in his speech, into saying, I don't want anyone to think I'm racist. And while they worry about blacks and gays who are doing great. And what do I say about blacks and Jews? Doing great. Have you watched the NBA? Have you met their agents? They're doing great. But when they push people into worrying about racism, about stuff that really, not saying doesn't exist, but anyone that would right now would say, oh, I don't like black people. Like, I would be like, that's funny. That's we all know that we're from the same DNA. It's not the year after the Civil War. Do you understand? So anyone would say that, admit it, you'd laugh in their face. Same thing like this idiot on CNN that goes, he said the other day, he goes, and then I'll get to the words they're using, sneaking by while we worry about hate.
Which guy on CNN?
Some idiot on CNN, I forget his name, black professor at Harvard. If you're not sure, people.
No, it wasn't at Harvard. It was the guy from
Princeton. Thank you. And you know where I'm going, Jeff.
And it wasn't CNN. It was MSNBC. And I saw it.
Actually, you know what? Tell the story. I mean it because, like, you're so good. Like, I'm butchering it. It was a guy from Princeton. And what did he say? Because I'll get it wrong. Do you remember what he said?
Yeah, I know exactly what he said. He was talking about the election. And he said the reason why Kamala Harris wasn't elected was because we're misogynist and racist. It can't be because she had no policy, no experience, never wanted to delegate. The only reason why she got the money because they didn't want to lose the donor money. Okay, it wasn't that.
He had the gall to say, he goes, we're in this mess because that's the arrogance of the elites. No one's in a mess. When they say you're having voter, no one's regretting who they voted for. But he goes, you're in this mess because America refused to vote for a black woman. And this is the same thing I'm saying about if someone right now you're hanging out with like, yeah, I really don't like black. She'd be like, what? You're joking, right? If someone walked out, if you're at the polls.
I'm sorry, but has anyone seen any mayors in New York, in the United States recently? It's
any what?
Any mayors of major cities.
They're all black, right?
It's all black and it's almost all women.
Can you imagine someone walks out of the voters booth on November 5th?
By the way, they can't spell Eagles, but they can still be mayor.
Although I like her. You know why? Because she made fun of herself a couple days later. She said something. She's like, and after the way I spelled Eagles last week, I'm in no mood for. She made fun of herself, and we love shit like that. But the guy said, "You're in this mess because you refuse to vote for a black woman." If you're sitting there on election day and some guy walks out of the voting booth and go, who did you vote for? He goes, I voted for Trump. I'm not going to vote for a black woman. You would be like, go back in there and vote for Kamala Harris because I don't want your vote. I don't want a stupid racist voting, because, for Donald Trump. And they get so caught up in people worrying about this idiocy that doesn't go on. These are the hateful words they sneak by now. Anti-vax. No one was ever anti-vax when all that shit was going down. No one cared who was vaccinated. No one cared who wasn't. And I'll say it again. The beauty of America, and so many people don't understand what the fucking Constitution is anymore. This is the beauty of America. The lockdown's here, okay? And Sean, you go get vaccinated and you say, I'm going to get vaccinated because I'll feel safer. Jeff, you're like, I'm not going to get vaccinated because I did the research and I'm not obese and I don't have blah, blah. And you're like, but I'm not worried because it's everyone's right to get vaccinated or not. And if I go out in public and Sean's vaccinated and I'm not, I won't care if I get it. And if he's vaccinated and I'm not, he can't get it back then, right? So it was everyone exercising their constitutional rights, but they would have you believe that you walked outside, Jeff, and said, Sean, are you vaccinated? And Sean said, yes. And you said, I hate you. And they go from you celebrate each of us celebrating the constitutional right, the freedom to choose, to nope, we hate each other, which never happened.
I think the argument was more about if you didn't get the vaccine, you would be socially irresponsible, and it was taking away people. But here's the thing: I think with the vaccine, if you remember when Trump. He was the one that started the process of getting the vaccine going.
Oh, yeah.
Operation Warp Speed, if you remember that. Okay.
Yes.
When he was president, and it came out under him first.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris and other prominent Democrats refused to get the vaccine. All of a sudden, he's out of office. Guess what? The vaccine is good. Once you start to politicize it, and then once the data started to come out where they never even tested it properly. You can't.
Oh yeah. Here's the important thing people need to realize. And I literally was on Speak of the Devil, Legion of Skanks. Well, I wasn't. I was on Gomez's show, and he's like, "Well, Trump mandated the vaccine," and I said, "No, he didn't." And he asked ChatGPT, and he didn't for the exact example I just gave. Everyone's like, "Well, why do you trust Fauci?" Because if you're running the country like a business. And this guy's in charge of accounting. When there's something wrong with accounting, you go to him. There's something wrong with transportation. So they went to him and he trusted him. And by the way, I didn't elect Fauci, just like all the fucking dumb Democrats. Like I didn't vote. I didn't elect fucking Musk. No, he was appointed. You knew he was going to. But Trump literally said.
He didn't elect Antonio Mayorkas either.
Thank you. God, that's an even better one. I'm going to start saying that. They literally shut down the country. Fucking, so they could lie and be like, he lost all these jobs. Trump literally said, here's the vaccine. Here's the vaccine. He didn't say take it. He's like, it's out. If you want it, get it. If you don't. But here's the vaccine. Open up my fucking country. But by then it was too late. That's what people don't realize. Trump was like, here it is. Here it is. dummies.
So all this, there's something because you guys know Rich Carucci, right?
Are you fucking with me? Rich Carucci's on In Hot Water tomorrow to plug all our shows.
Okay. So,
you're welcome to come by the apartment anytime too, boys. You know that. I would love that.
Love to do. Okay, so he's a huge fan of yours. He's always been a fan of your show and In Hot Water. He mentioned there's something called the Dabbleverse. Sean, are you familiar with the Dabbleverse?
I am not.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous of you, Sean. I hate you, Sean. You don't know what it is. I hate you. I mean it. I love you.
So for the people like Sean, can you just explain the Dabbleverse?
I can't. No.
What is this? And you seem to be a big lightning rod in this Dabbleverse.
Because I can't explain it. Imagine all the comics we knew. Sean Levy's in it, right? All the comics we knew.
Bob Levy.
Yeah. Shuli's in it. It started with, it's called the Dabbleverse because Chrissy Mayer one time said to Stuttering John, I hear you dabble in comedy, got offended. So they started attacking John, but it's just YouTube streams where fucking people like Kevin Brennan has a show. Shuli does a show with Zenhauser and Mike Morse. Levy has a show. This guy Melton, Chad Zumach, all people that we used to know and hang out with. Now they just sit in these boxes, shit on people, usually lie about them, but they're not lying. They're just making stuff up. And people super chat them money to do it. And some people, Kevin Brennan's amazing at it. Kevin Brennan, I don't want to jinx him because as much as he's a piece of shit, I love him. He's making like 5 figures a month doing it. And I don't mean like 9,999 and a few. He's killing doing it last I saw. It's hilarious.
Kevin Brennan.
Yes. Am I? Well,
because
we had a big fault. I'm talking over you. I'm sorry, Jeff. Start over. I apologize.
No, I was going to say, because if you listen to these shows, and Rich loves talking about this. It sounds, and like when I'll listen to it, and I got to tell you, I can't get through it because it really does sound like schoolgirl shit. But everyone is just like they're shitting on you, they're shitting on whoever is, Chad Zumach, Ray DeVito, okay, and
DeVito's huge. He's insane. I don't know if you guys there's a guy, I'll interrupt you. There's a guy, Franklin D. Sheckler, is so obsessed with him. He makes elaborate, they say he's the I-80 killer, and he's just driving back and forth from Cleveland, killing women on I-80. And when I say they make intense videos, I'm talking 1, sometimes 2-hour videos where they're taking clips from 13 years ago on Keith and the Girl. It's insane. Anyway, go on, Jeff.
Why are they doing this?
I don't know. What did George Costanza say? Because it's on TV, Jerry. Because this is another.
You think they're trying to like hold on to like a lost bygone era of like radio and podcasting? They're trying to hold on to this like grasp of it when it's probably gone already.
Are you saying, is that what the Dabbleverse is?
Yeah.
I don't think it is, because they're not grasping onto radio. They're shitting on what people used to do in radio. You know what I mean? Like, if anything, like John's like terrible. He wasted all his money, and Levy has fake teeth, and he was too. Maybe, but again, Shawnee, I'm so jealous that you don't know what it is, and I can't really explain it. Jeff?
The big thing with Geno is Geno's broke. He sleeps on Kevin Dabrowski's couch. That's a big one. Ray DeVito is the worst comic in the world. He doesn't have a house. He sleeps in his car. Then there's Kevin Brennan won't go out of his house. There's like all these conspiracy, and these guys talk about this for like an hour and a half, and they cut a video, and it just goes on. And like, this cannot be real. This got to be like a soap opera, like an elaborate soap opera.
I was talking about this today, and it ties into. I'll talk a little bit more about In Hot Water and what I was saying, how I got here, and it's the difference between. And look, I don't get the views of the Dabbleverse. I don't, but I grew up being on radio, and you're
like the main guy in the Dabbleverse. I figure all these like maniacs.
and I say this all the time, and you can say I'm lying because I tell the truth. Because I if you want to know something, and you guys are the same way. If you want to know something, just ask me. And has anyone ever said, Shawnee's lying, he's making that up. Oh, Jeff's full of shit, that's not the truth. No, but they make up lies about people. And we came up on radio and stuff. So to quote Journey, raised on radio. So when you got on, you would say, I'm Geno Bisconte. I live in New York. This is what I do. This is where you can find my show. Come out to a show. You know, like you're used to telling the truth. These people all live lies. You know, and they lie about other people to make themselves feel better. But this is the thing that gets me about In Hot Water. Like, we set up the apartment here. You could check it out. Go to it's right there, patreon.com, In Hot Water, subscribe, $5 a month, or go to my Rumble page. But I can't do it. It's as pathetic as it's, I'm fighting back. Like, I have people come to my apartment. We sit in here and have talks. Like sometimes we do a Whiskey Wednesday where I got a guest and I got people sitting on the couch and in the chair drinking with us like they used to do in the studio. You know what I mean? Sometimes they Skype in, but I always have Keanu here. I miss old fucking school radio and TV where you have people in the studio, where people interact, where you feed off the energy. You know, they don't do that. They sit there in their boxes just begging for attention and super chats. And they're like, and there's no, there's no, I can't think of the word, but for lack of a better word right now, until it comes to me, there's no reality. There's no cohesive talking to people where you live in reality. And they, like, if you say an absolute lie, it's the river of iniquity. It's if you're going from New York to LA and you plot a straight course, this is it, and you leave New York and turn the fucking car 1 degree off, you're going to wind up in Spokane. And the more they get away with a cute little lie that gets a super chat or gets good reaction from the chatters, well, there's nothing to self-correct them. There's nothing to make them say don't do that again. So they just say more and more stupid shit. They get more and more of a following, God bless them. But it's not.
Are they getting a following? And besides Kevin Brennan, is anyone else getting paid doing this?
I think Shuli's doing really well with it, but he has to split it 3 ways. He has good numbers. Melton, this guy Melton, he has a good niche, right? Even though he's just a fat, sad liar. Levy is Levy. He'll always have his fan base from Stern. He deserves it. But no one is doing. And
something.
What's that?
Isn't there a guy named Steel Shoe?
Oh, Steel Toe.
Steel Toe.
Steel Toe kind of fell ass backwards into the Dabbleverse. But yeah, he had a whole. What's that?
Is he a comedian?
No, he's the first to tell you that he does. He dabble. He'll be the first to tell you dabbles in comedy, but he was always a Minnesota radio guy. We got in, like, I consider him like a friend of ours. Like, we hung out with him in Minnesota a couple times, went to a Charger game at that beautiful stadium, met him and his then wife, hung out with him twice just for 2 different weekends. We're going out there at the end of July, July 26th and 27th, we'll be doing the Steel Toe Golf Tournament and a show at Stoney's. So, but yeah, he wound up in it because he was wife swapping with Nick Rekieta while they were doing cocaine with 5 children in the house and guns lying around. That's all.
You know why I like this episode tonight? Because I can actually say this in front of this guest and not feel bad about it. This Dabbleverse sounds really fucking retarded.
So you do get it. So you do get it.
What the fuck?
It's
like, don't they like pussy or anything like that, or like what is it?
And Sean, again, you're exactly right. And Jeff will tell you, we're scratching the surface. We're scratching. You don't even know. Right. We can't. I can't. Now do you get why when you said I don't know what it is, I meant it. I'm like, I hate you. I don't know how. And it's like quicksand. The more I'm like, I'm not in it, the more I'm just, And
these guys come out too. Like, we did that show. I remember I just got off a plane. I was in Italy. And I came and remember, this had to be like a year and a half ago. We were at that place in Brooklyn, Carucci's place, that outside show.
Oh.
Bull Shots.
What was it? Bullseye.
Bull Shots. Yeah. You were there.
Bosco
was there. But there were these fans. I remember them from Compound. Anytime I go to Compound, these guys come out to see it. Like these guys are almost like fanatical.
Yeah, it's insane. It's
Have you
insane.
seen the big thing on social media with the app that converts you into a action figure?
No.
It's like an AI app. So everybody's been like doing them and posting them and stuff like that. And then I see
Oh, like
that
I saw
podcast.
Deshaun Watson.
Well, the one that just popped into my head was I just saw the podcast, that Italian podcast, and they had a Mario Bosco action figure, and the thing was this fucking big. It was the cutest little fucking thing I ever saw. It was that big.
A fan sent me one. You'll love this. Because it said Chargers fan, and it was an empty box. So that was kind of funny.
Oh, Jesus.
Speaking of the Chargers, all right. I'm glad that we segue there. You know, so again, you're a guy of many interests and stuff. How'd you do on your picks this year?
Not good. I did about 500, but I didn't do well because I petered out halfway through. This is the first year I didn't do a full season because
Really? Why?
I got nuked on YouTube. All my Geno's picks are gone. I was pissed about that. Fucking everything's sliding to everyone do quick picks on Instagram, you know? So I tried to set one up in the studio here. I just have to get back in the rhythm. But this was the first year I didn't really do them. But I was about 500 when I stopped around week 5 or 6.
This year coming up, where are you going to be doing it? Where would people be able to follow you?
Probably going to be doing them right here. Like I'm going to take this desk I'm on, set it up there.
No, but if you're not,
and I got a cute little teleprompter app. But wait, what were you saying?
He's not following. If they can't follow you on YouTube because you're nuked from YouTube, where could people then follow Geno and get the picks?
Go to my Patreon right here on my thing. Do you see it? It says patreon.com in hot water.
Yes. That's where they can follow it.
Yeah, subscribe there. All my stuff goes up there. And just Geno Bisconte, obviously. Google that. Fucking I post them on Twitter. And I got a cute little it's adorable. I got a cute little I got a teleprompter app where you put it on your phone. Look, I think it's right. In fact, look, you ever see one of these? You put it on in front of the camera.
Professional guy. He makes money doing this.
Look at this. Isn't this cute? And then the mirror's there. You put the phone there and like you put it on the camera and you can read it. I'm very excited about it. So we're bringing that back this year. But this is the thing I wanted to talk to you about. And not talk to you about, but say about that. It's like the world's moving away. Like I used to do these videos 15 fucking seasons. You know that.
Oh, they were great.
15 seasons. Great. But they became less and less relevant and myself included, we became shorter and shorter attention span. More Instagram reels, more YouTubes. I'm doing a 5-minute video. You look at that, you're like, I don't have time for this shit. You know what I mean? And even a lot of people are like, you need to. So I tried this once, which was the last straw. Like I did my normal video, which was always 4 picks, about a minute each. And I'm like, I'll break it down to 4 Instagram videos. I did that once, didn't get any traction. Don't get me wrong, you got to do it. And I'm like, I just said I need a break from this. I'll revisit it next year because I can't wrap my brain around these new models, but I have to because it's not like they're waiting for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wanted to ask your opinion on something. And Adam, can you put up that chart of the NFL draft coming up? It's coming up in 2 weeks. Actually, it's less than 2 weeks. All right. So here's the last mock draft on Fox. Do you follow college, and what do you think about this mock?
Let me see, dude. All I think of when I see this is, did you see somebody put up the exact same thing, but it was the most children? They had the most baby mamas.
I didn't see that. No, because I'm thinking, Cam Ward going to Tennessee, I think is a slam dunk. I think that's pretty easy.
See, that's why I forgot Tennessee had the number 1 pick. I'm going to be honest. That's the only reason. Shedeur Sanders, like, there you go. Travis Hunter is the guy that I would think he's one of those guys. Do you know the draft order? You got Tennessee, the Giants.
No, Tennessee, Cleveland. It's right in front. Tennessee, Cleveland. You got the Giants.
Oh, it's the picture behind them. I'm so dumb. Yeah. Okay. So Cleveland, what an embarrassment. And they're saying he's not even going to play this year. Fucking Watson.
Oh, he's done. He's not playing in the NFL again.
I agree. I mean, when if he's not playing this year, he's like, what an abortion. And yeah, they like, See, this is the point where, and by the way, shout out University of Delaware, Joe Flacco just signed with Cleveland again. So it's worth it. I'm sorry, I start Joe Flacco.
Not a lot of quarterbacks in their early 60s.
But I would start Flacco if you're going to, this is one of those things where okay, you're taking a quarterback. Okay. I mean, are there any free agents available? Because this is Cleveland every 2 years. I'll be nice. Every 3 years, let's draft a quarterback. Let's put him in a shitty situation. Let's surround him with fucking a weak offensive line and a terrible fucking, just team fucking atmosphere. He's gonna get fucked there. Look at how many guys leave.
He's not going there. He's not. I don't see Sanders going there. I see Abdul Carter going there. I think the Giants. If you look at this mock, I disagree with it, and that's why I wanted your opinion on it. I don't think. I think the Giants are more desperate for a quarterback than the Browns are. The Browns are going to suck anyway. So, and they just signed what's his name, Myles Garrett, to the biggest contract for a defensive player in NFL history.
I was hoping the Chargers. I figured they were going to get rid of. They got rid of Bosa. I'm like, I don't even know. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if they
really
signed.
Get rid of Bosa because he's from Ohio State and the coach is from Michigan.
No, but he just couldn't stay healthy and he sucked. But I was hoping they were going to try and sign Myles Garrett, but of course, he went. He stayed in Cleveland for a boatload of money.
No, I could see Abdul Carter going to the other side, and at least the Browns would have a decent defense. I think the Giants are desperate for a quarterback, and I think they would reach for Sanders. In any other year, if this was last year, Sanders is not getting out of it. He's not a first round pick.
Well, I don't see. I can't look for some reason. I can't I'll look at Cam Ward saying, I even said, I'm like, oh, okay, Tennessee has the first pick. That makes sense. I can't see Cleveland ever taking a quarterback anymore at the top of the draft. Agreed. I can't. If I was Cleveland, I would either trade that pick or I would take Hunter. Get a guy that can play both ways, that can fucking fill the seats, that can make fucking a guy like Joe Flacco look good. You know what I mean? I think Joe Flacco is going to look better.
Not going to be the starter. Right now, it's going to be Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett is – wait, so you're telling me right now Kenny Pickett isn't on Philly anymore? He's in Cleveland?
I'm telling you that right now, yes.
I believe you. Still, okay. Well, Kenny, let me tell you, I stick with even knowing that, I'd rather have Flacco throwing the ball right now. I'd rather have, look, the mobile quarterbacks in Cleveland do nothing. They do nothing. Get a flat-footed old fucking Italian like Joe Flacco, fucking protect him. Fucking the guy knows. You know what I love about Phillip Rivers? So much
less
stuff.
mobile than the Statue of Liberty. You can't start him.
I disagree. Obviously, I'm wrong. They're going to start Pickett, but I just don't think Pickett's that good. And I think Flacco's the kind of guy that just would come in. I mean, I know we're getting very specific more with Cleveland than the draft, but I just think he's the kind of you know what I miss about Rivers? Rivers was so confident in his throwing ability. Even with that throwing motion, it would be 2nd and 9. There'd be a break down the play. He'd be about to get sacked, and he would just throw the ball right into the foot of the. He'd just throw the ball down. He's like, all right, let's do it on 3rd down. He's like, I'm not getting killed. That's the kind of guy fucking Flacco is at this point.
Who was better, Phillip Rivers or Eli Manning?
I'll say Eli just because he won 2 Super Bowls, but I'll caveat it with this. I think Rivers, one time I was walking by some stupid Giants fan in a Chargers jersey, and he goes, I bet you wish you had Eli Manning now. And I looked at him and I said, why? So Phillip Rivers could have 2 Super Bowl rings and Eli Manning could be, you know what I mean? So I think Phillip Rivers would have been the better quarterback if he stayed on the Giants. I do. But I mean, I'll give it to Eli, but I think Rivers has more Hall of Fame numbers.
I think he was a better regular season quarterback.
I'll give you that, sure. Oh, please. Yeah. Eli Manning, we talk about this all the time. When he completed that pass to David Tyree, that was luck. We all agree. Okay, don't get me wrong. But when
story about Tyree that week, right? He had the worst week of practice going into the Super Bowl. He had drop after drop, okay? But the team never gave up on him. They kept talking about how he's going to come through. And then Eli, I don't know how you watch the video, how he still escaped that pass rush. He throws it up there, and the concentration is like I think Tyree just wanted to redeem himself from a bad week. Felt good because his teammates had his back, and he's holding the ball against his helmet. It's the sickest catch. It's the greatest catch in pretty much football history.
But I don't think I'm belittling David or Eli when I say you compare that drive. Okay, that was don't get me wrong. There's skill involved, but that was like he just got loose. We still can't believe he got loose. He threw the ball up. But when Eli Manning had his second chance to beat the Patriots. And remember, they threw that they pinned it back at like the 1 yard line or something, or like inside the 10. And that first pass he threw to Mario Manningham, that wasn't an accident. That was him like, fuck you, I'm going to beat you again. And on that play alone, I'll be like, that's why he's a better QB than Rivers, and I love him. But you got to get there to make that play. Wow, did you read that book?
No, but look at his foot up in the air. I just watched this the other day. And
by the way, former Charger Rodney Harrison fucking couldn't strip the ball away there.
Well, that's it. Even look his legs were up in the air when he landed. You would think like the impact would jar the ball loose. He was strong enough to hold the ball on. The ball never hit the ground. He held possession. It's insane.
It's insane. I couldn't agree more.
Hey, Jeff. He gets paid a lot of fucking money to catch that ball. Catch it whatever way you fucking can. How about that?
And listen,
I didn't even think he got paid a lot of money to catch that ball.
I remember. I'm a Giant fan. I remember the catch. It was great, but you're right. It was pure luck.
Yeah,
that's not skill.
All right, so we only have like about 15 minutes left in the show. And the show is called Who's Your Band? And we can go 3 hours with you. This could be a Rogan type of show.
I love doing this show, man.
Well, we love having you on. And I don't know. I don't know how I miss this in all my years being alive. You guys, Geno is a well-known Hall & Oates fan. Everyone knows he loves Hall & Oates. Okay. And
first of all, I do. I don't know if you're fucking with me, but I do. Who doesn't love Hall & Oates?
You love Hall & Oates?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever seen the video of She's Gone? The original video.
I will say this. There are videos I'll see now for I grew up in South Jersey in the 80s without cable TV. I didn't have MTV. I missed a lot of stuff. I never saw it. I don't think I've ever seen what's the weird retro one they have? I think Maneater is the one I saw. But anyway, I never saw this one.
This is worth. Sean, have you ever seen this video?
I'm sure I have at some point, but
I don't know if you did. I just saw it last week, and I was like, I got to bring this to the show.
Look, I caught it.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Kiki. How's it going?
I'm well. He's embarrassing.
I'm terrible.
You're
so much space in the apartment. Anyway, go on, Jeff. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
Okay, how's your cat?
Oh, don't make me cry. Like, thank God for your wife. Hold on, I'll get her. Look at this. She's so perfect.
This is our show. This is the show. We could still be talking about this.
Saved you. Say hi.
Look at the cat.
Mine.
Ugh.
His wife saved you. His wife said, just give her some Prilosec. She's got an upset tummy.
Hey, listen, my cat's my best friend too.
I love this cat. 6.
They're the best. All right, so let me show this video. Adam, can you show the She's Gone video?
Better learn how to face it. And isn't that the album cover behind him for this?
Very good. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Look how weird they look.
He wore makeup and shit back then. Am I right?
He looks like David Bowie.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like a drag queen trying to do Bowie.
He looks like a wolf. He does not look like this anymore. Like his face looks so different now.
No, I've never seen this.
Look at it. Oh, pause that. Pause that. Wait, go back, Adam. Go back
He's
just to the
fucked up.
close up of his face.
He's fucked up, clearly.
No, it looks like he doesn't have eyebrows.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think.
Like a guy with
He
eyebrows
looks,
without eyebrows.
he looks like a woman right now that we know, that I know. I don't know if she's famous. It just looks familiar, and I can't put the name on the whatever the hell the gargoyle he looks like right here.
Sheba Mason?
Was drinking with Sheba the other night. Her room's opening up. We were talking about that.
I went on Friday night. She kind of had like a soft opening. The room
Oh,
is
really?
beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful.
I got to
start shows in next week.
Friday night. No, we saw her Saturday night. She mentioned it, right, Keanu?
Yes, the new Three Monkeys.
Yeah, the soft opening. It's a beautiful room.
Yeah, I'm sure Keanu will be hosting and getting yelled at there 3 times a week.
Can't wait.
All right, show the video. It gets weirder. Like sometimes they're singing, sometimes they're not. Now women are just like walking by.
That's the devil.
Yeah. What is he supposed to be here? He's supposed to be like Chippendales?
What is this shit behind them? What is that, like a couch?
What year was this?
It's like a lounge, like a chaise lounge. But like sometimes they're lip syncing, sometimes they're not.
Is he wearing sandals? Like strappy sandals?
Yeah, I think he's just really high.
But what are they going for in this video? This is such a weird video. It is the devil.
And they throw cards? This is great, by the way. Look at the shoes. Keanu has shoes like that guy. Like John. Like
I have
John
shoes
Oates.
like that. It's a great song.
Let the carbon and monoxide choke my thoughts away.
See, like now, the song is playing, but they're just sitting there doing nothing.
So, am I allowed to counter this with the greatest video that's ever made?
You put it on pause for a second, Adam. Got that, Sean.
Am I allowed to counter this video with the absolute greatest video that was ever made?
Do you have it?
I have it. I'm gonna text it to Adam right now.
Yay. I'm blown away by the fact that, look at the bottom, 18 years ago? YouTube's been around 18 years?
Yeah, and this song has got to
Obviously.
be about, wow, how many years is this song? This song is 70s, so this got to be, what, over 30 years ago?
Oh, without a doubt. This is like 70. God,
Like
it sounds
78.
like
Maybe,
Hey,
maybe
Adam, you got
maybe
your
earlier.
text.
She's Gone, Hall and Oates. I guess I'm going to say 77. 73. I'm an idiot.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Wow.
But, I mean, like, listen, people change. I mean, like, you look at Peter Frampton when he was younger and what he looks like now, but at least his face kind of resembles it. John Oates doesn't even look close like this.
He looks very Cro-Magnon.
Yeah.
In this video, he doesn't look human. He looks like a wolf. And like now he looks like the Joker. Play the video a little bit more.
That is a little creepy. Hey,
Oh,
Adam,
literal?
did you get the video that I sent you?
Yep, I got it.
Perfect. Well, let's finish this one through, and then we're going to show you the greatest thing to ever be put on film.
We don't have to finish this.
Drop
one. We don't
the
have to-
mic. The greatest.
Okay, Adam, cue it up. Let's do the next one.
All right, you want to do this one or the other one?
No, yeah,
The
put
one
on
that I-
Sean's.
The one that I sent.
All right, hold on.
I'm very curious to see what Sean thinks is the greatest video of all time.
I watch his video and I smile. I've seen it probably 3,000 or 4,000 times of the 89 million views that it's gotten already.
Now, do we get any hint with the lead-in? What made you forget it? I'm looking already at it. I know what it is.
Well, there's a view with discretion.
I was lucky enough to interview these guys once when I was on Ralph's show, SDR.
Nice.
And I wore my headband with them. It was fun.
Invited to this house before.
These guys are real rock stars. Is that Rob Riggle?
That's Rob Riggle, right?
Who was that?
You should pay attention to this video, Jeff.
Dumbass.
I'm watching.
What did he want?
He said he's ending the world tomorrow, for real. And the fucker said we're not allowed in hell anymore.
You know what? I've been wanting to do this for a long fucking time.
Whoa, fucking dudes, what are you fucking doing?
What?
Alexi, what you
Good acting.
The acting's excellent.
Tomorrow. There's a fucking party inside.
Fuck it. I'll just shoot him tomorrow.
Yeah!
Sean, have you ever seen the video for, I think the band is Kick?
Hey, what's up?
And it's called
Oh, yeah.
Oh, brutal.
Want to come to a party, dude? Yeah, dude! Have sex! Yeah! Well, every female on the species, you say, the end is near. So don't you worry about
That looks like the drummer from the Chili Peppers.
Get strong. Yeah! Tell your puke all over the floor. We're gonna die tomorrow.
Look at the dildo.
So let's get hammered like never before. Yeah! The clock is running down, you say. You gotta do the things you want to do.
Oh, there you go. Okay, that's why. That's it.
Now, can they show tits on YouTube?
Yeah.
I guess so.
I like you.
They're showing his.
Isn't that the chant from Jocko?
There's a lot of people you're going to recognize in here.
Which ones did they shoot that?
South Park.
Sean, is that the guy from Train?
That's Hal Sparks, comedian.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
You know what this reminds me of, to a lesser degree,
The Kumia Party?
because of the cameos. I always loved "Fuck You" if you don't like Nickelback.
Ron Jeremy.
Is that who that was?
Yeah. But I didn't realize that was Hal Sparks. I like Hal Sparks.
The song "Rockstar" by Nickelback. It's just famous people lip syncing the song, and I love it.
Great, isn't it?
Well, they get undeserved paid anyway.
Absolutely. She is actually a bartender at Cheetah's strip club in West Hollywood, and I'm not telling you how I know that fact.
I'd like to know how you know that.
Yeah, I think you can't bring it up and not tell us, Sean.
She's also a dancer at Cheetah's in West Hollywood, California as well.
Now I'm even more curious, Shawnee.
Did you go to the Chardonnay room?
No.
Ow.
Very nice, classy place.
That's pretty good.
It's a pretty goddamn good video.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue there. That was 11 years ago, and I've never heard of it.
That's pretty funny.
Carrie Hart,
No idea.
married to Pink.
I was gonna say that's the guy married to Pink, right?
Yeah.
Man, they don't look anything like Poison, do they?
No.
They don't look like Poison. They don't look like Warrant.
So I'll give you a little history. The guitar player, his name is Satchel. He's actually a really brilliant guitar player. He played in Rob Halford's band Fight.
I saw a Fight years ago.
Yep, that was him.
Them and
More like
Queensryche opened for Maiden. That's Chuck
That's what
Liddell.
you call it.
Yep.
Chuck Liddell. Thank you, sir.
And Rob Riggle again.
Fucking end the world, dude. What are you doing here? Nah, fuck.
Are you telling us we just saved the fucking world?
Yeah, dude, if that floats your fucking boat.
That's right, the greatest band ever saved the fucking
You think this was a fun video to film?
Oh yeah.
I love those guys.
You should play Rockstar by fucking Nickelback. Just fucking Playboy Bunnies.
Oh, man. I always argue the fact people go, why don't I want to go to a Nickelback show? I'm like, why would you not want to go to a band that has great fucking music and there's 10 chicks to every dude at that show? Why would you not want to go to that concert?
No, yeah. I never understood the fucking, persecution of Nickelback. We're not saying they're the Beatles or the Stones or even Steel Panther, but I enjoy their music. I'm sorry.
Hey, people love the Ramones, right? It's the simplest, stupidest shit, but people love the Ramones. It's 4 chords in every single song. People love Green Day.
People say Ramones were kind of like trendsetters. They were kind of like influences, and then like Nickelback, people who shit on them kind of say like they jump on the wagon, the bandwagon jumpers, because they sound like Creed, they sound like what's that other band, Pearl Jam. But I think their songs stand alone. I think that
I got into their record release party for their last record that they played, and they played Starland Ballroom, which Jeff, is very close to my house and only holds about 1,100 people. And that was the loudest concert I ever saw there besides Motorhead. They absolutely blew the walls off that place.
Listen, they're great band, very hacked to say, oh, they suck.
Yeah,
they suck. They don't suck. Geno, where can people find you?
I put it at the bottom, Geno_Bisconte. I am on Rumble, again, also at Geno Bisconte. And of course, like I said, watch this, I'll put it back up. The Patreon is in hot water, where you can subscribe there. But I do the show, I'm on Rumble 4 days a week, Monday through Friday at 3 o'clock, with the exception of Thursday night when I stream at like 6. But I'm on the Rumble, I'm on the X, I'm on the Patreon. And just Google, if you Google, I say this all the time, if you Google comedian Geno Bisconte, no matter how you spell anything, all my shit comes up.
Guys, follow Geno Bisconte. Anything cool coming up for you?
I'm doing the Laughing Stock Comedy Club on May 17th outside of Hershey, PA. The big birthday party for Rich Carucci. He's on the show tomorrow. 16th, I'm in at Dooley's in Old Forge, and this weekend I'm doing some shit for you guys. I'm doing the Spring Something Comedy Club Friday, and then Saturday I think we're Klecknersville.
Yes, I'll be with you on Saturday.
We're doing something, but again, just follow me on the Twitter. All my stuff's up there.
Sean, did you do that show at Governor's yet?
I did it last Thursday.
How'd that go?
And it was sold out at the brokerage.
Woohoo!
And all the comics were phenomenal, except for one. He was really, really fucking bad.
You'll get better.
Really bad. But and I closed it out.
Come on. Who was the comic, Sean? Come on.
What's that?
Who was the guy?
Oh, it was a music act. He was doing songs about the differences between soup and sauce. That's no joke. That was the song.
I would.
That certainly is no joke.
It was horrible.
Geno, tell me you wouldn't go watch that guy. You knew damn well you would get out of the green when you would watch that.
For all the wrong reasons.
Of course, I'm not saying that's why the motivation, but you know as well as I would watch that. So would you. So would Sean.
It's true. This is true.
Me and Geno have shared many, many, many a moment on the road with horrific things happening. And I think the greatest was the outlaw Jimmy Lee.
The what?
The outlaw Jimmy Lee. Was that the night when I worked with you in Pennsylvania when the guy had a guest spot that was 5 minutes and he brought his own music and he had 13 minutes on, that I tackled him off the stage. And then you were so drunk when you were on stage, you were just taking rocks glasses and throwing them into the crowd and shattering them all over the place.
Yeah, it's a good. Well, they told me be careful with the glasses. I'm like, these glasses are restaurant. They cost $1 each. Watch, wee.
I think we were up until about 4 o'clock in the morning drinking that night. That was a very nice night.
I miss that shit. How's the wife, Shawnee?
Oh, amazing.
Good. Chendon.
All right, listen. Guys, please continue to follow us, subscribe, comments always help us out a lot too. Tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like, what topics you like us to cover. But until next time, everybody, take care. Follow Who's Your Band.